Hey guys, I'm back again. It's the Mystic Messenger. I'm really excited to be making more videos. It's really firing me up, and I'm just thrilled that you guys are here watching this, and I'm really happy to be sharing. Today's video, 4 ways, 4 methods I've needed to apply in my awakening and ascension process. So these 4 topics seem general, but I'm going to go into it a little deeper, but there are ways and things that I've had to learn to just accept as I'm going through this awakening process and journey. For those of you who don't know me or haven't seen any of my previous videos, welcome. I started my spiritual journey when I was a child, but it was accelerated in 2015 after the reunion of my twin soul in the physical. So everybody awakens and comes to consciousness differently. And there's no right way, there's no wrong way. It's just whatever the soul had chosen before this incarnation. And for me specifically, it was through twin flame union. But the ascension process is the same but different for all of us. But we all can agree on one thing, and it's really, really hard. It's really, really hard. So I just want to give you 4 things that I've had to incorporate and learn on my own awakening and ascension journey. And the first thing that I want to share is this idea of acceptance. Okay, so when this happened in 2015, this reunion of the twin, which just really sparked this ambush awakening that I was not really prepared for. I will say, though, about 6 months leading up to this ambush awakening, I had these premonitions and these feelings that something was going to happen. And I remember saying to my partner at the time, something's going to happen, something's going to happen, something's going to happen. And he finally one day said, okay, well, what's going to happen? And I had no idea what was about to happen and what would transpire over the next 6 months. But that being said, even though I got a little tiny taste of a premonition that something was going to happen, I had absolutely no idea that it was going to be as massive and colossal as this ambush awakening, which really rocked my entire world. So the first thing for me that I had to do was accept. I had to accept that it was happening. I had to accept that it was going to shift everything about who I was. I had to accept that I chose this somewhere along my own personal journey or pre-incarnation, that I chose this. And so for me, really honestly, the first thing I had to do was accept that this was happening in the timing it was happening. And I know for most of you guys, the timing is never perfect, right? It's never a good time for the whole tower to collapse and your whole life to just be thrown up in the air, right? And I'm no exception. For me, when this ambush awakening happened in 2015, I was going to be going into a process of a separation with my husband that was kind of all happening at the same time. But besides that, I was having some financial difficulties, and my husband and I owned a business together, and that was going to be dissolving. And I was about to become really ill and require my second transplant. So I saw that coming through my blood work. And so I was really, faced with potentially losing a lot. Definitely losing my marriage, maybe losing my home, losing my job, losing my health. I had to accept it. I had to accept it and do everything I could to keep myself empowered as I was about to go through this. Number 2 was forgiveness. So after all of this started to happen and all of these changes occurred, I hurt some people. I made some decisions that I had to make for myself, and me pulling my power back hurt some people. And I know you guys understand this, that, along this journey, when you have to make big changes, you may make decisions that hurt other people. You may do things that are kind of radical. And for me, a huge portion of that was, forgiving myself for the things that I needed to do to get myself into better alignment. It's number 2, forgiveness. Lots and lots of forgiveness as I was realigning with my higher purpose. The third thing was learning how to gain awareness as so far as what was actually happening to me. So you all know that when you go through this, a lot of it is new energy and new feelings that you've never really encountered before. So as most of you do, I'm sure, I was trying to research and do some studying, not just self-reflection and self-studying, but studying through the internet and watching some of you teachers out there about what was happening to me. So I had to be prepared to self-study and bring awareness into my life as far as what the heck was going on, because I definitely had times, like I'm sure you guys did, where I thought, I know what's happening, but am I going crazy? I mean, everyone else is thinking I'm going crazy, but am I going crazy? I mean, you know in your heart that you're not, but the intensity of this journey requires you to gain some awareness. Okay? So after the awareness, and the stage that I'm still in is just this patience, and patience to trust the unfoldment and the process of what's trying to work its way into my system. And I'm 3 years into my awakening ascension process, and still learning, still growing, and definitely more awareness, definitely understand what's happening, definitely clear on a lot of things, but there's still a lot of patience required for me because things are still moving. Things are still rapidly shifting, and I'm having to navigate and kind of just be real patient in how things unfold. And I already know that I have no attachment and control over a lot of things, so I kind of, in this manifestation mode and this co-creation mode, I kind of put out the attention or the intention of what it is I want, what it is I desire in my heart, and then I have to just kind of wait as things are created. And how things unfold, we all know, isn't always the way that we want. It's not always the easiest way. So having this patience in the process and almost this curiosity of how is this going to happen, and I know it might not be easy and it might be challenging, but to just have that patience and trust in the process. So again, for me, it was acceptance, forgiveness, awareness, and patience. And obviously a whole host of other things as well. But I wanted to keep this video short. And all of you guys on your own journeys, I see you, I feel you, and I hope that things go as best as they possibly can as you navigate too. And just know that along my journey, things have definitely eased up with the awareness. That doesn't mean that the intensities and the energies get easier. I think that I've come to this resolution in my mind a couple years ago that the energies weren't going to ever get easier. Like the intensity's out there and we can all feel it. And with each new moon or full moon or eclipse or equinox, whatever's going on, the energies are bigger. And what I've learned is it's not going to just ease up. It's more so that I need to step up in how I navigate energy. That's what I have to do. I have to realize that this is the way that it is, and I have to rise up in my own empowerment to be able to navigate everything as the world, as the collective, as humans are shifting and evolving. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate your support. Subscribe if you like, and ask me any questions. Leave me comments if you have anything to say. Thank you so much. Have a great night.